If you've noticed your Facebook posts reaching fewer and fewer people, you're not doing anything wrong. Organic reach on business pages has collapsed in recent years. On this episode of Rock School Proprietor Podcast, Mandy and I are talking about what it means for studio owners and where to focus your content creation energy instead. We're covering the decline of social media reach, why your email list is still your most valuable marketing asset, and a recent Google update that might actually give social media posts a second life in search results. The digital landscape is shifting, and the studio owners who adapt now will be in a much stronger position than those still betting everything on organic social reach. Stay tuned. I want to talk real quick about instructor training. Training is incredibly time-consuming, and it's actually something I used to avoid because of it. I'd hire a new guitar instructor and basically cross my fingers, hoping for the best. That strategy, or lack of strategy, just wasn't sustainable. My goal now is providing staff with the right tools to teach effectively and feel confident. When I published Complete Guitar Strumming, I did all the hard, time-consuming work in the front end. Along with the book, I've created a free instructor companion guide and training videos to help new instructors learn the material quickly and teach with confidence. These are the exact same training tools I use, and anyone using the book gets access to them. So you don't need to spend hours training your guitar instructors. I've done the heavy lifting for you. Visit rockschoolproprietor.com/book for all the details. Welcome to Rock School Proprietor Podcast. My name is John Kazicki.
And I'm Mandy York.
Mandy, I'm going to just say how jealous I am of you because you quit Facebook, like the beginning of this year?
Yeah, around Christmas time. Yeah, just before New Year's. Mm-hmm.
How's it been? I mean, and I say how's it been? I mean, I'm sure it's been great personally, but my push and pull is always about, well, we use social media so much in our businesses.
Yes.
And
I know.
And I've definitely noticed with myself this trend where when I am just totally down on, not down with, but down on social media and I don't want to engage with it, I tend to neglect it for the business stuff. And I feel like that's probably not a good idea. So how has it been for you?
Yeah. Up and down. Social media is such a thorn. Seriously. It's great. I'm glad that I'm off of it personally. But I do have to say, my husband keeps me up to date on things that are happening in town and stuff. I do feel out of the loop on some things. There are some businesses and venues that I'm very interested in.
Yeah.
And I've kind of transitioned to signing up for email newsletters, and I try to, get information that way.
Yeah.
But that's not how everybody operates. I know I've missed some things that people are posting on social media. So that's a bummer personally. And then with the business, my admin does all the social media stuff for me. Mm-hmm. So we talk about what to post, and she does all of that. I can't claim, we post regularly, and I know that that's not the best strategy, but for me, we're consistently getting something out there. I don't know that it's top-notch content, but we're still doing it. I have to say, because I'm semester-based, we get people want to know when we're opening registrations and when we're having events. Social media is a great place to put that out there. Personal, selfies and short clips of classes or whatever get the most views and engagement.
Well, and I think
for sure.
And I think that, and this, honestly, I don't think this conversation is really going to be about strategy, but I think that is important to consider because you mentioned two different types of social media posts just now. You talked about in-class candid photos and videos, and you talked about announcements for class openings. And those are
action items.
Right. And those algorithmically, is that a word, are prioritized vastly different, right? So those candid shots are what people want to see. So those are pushed out more. Those announcements about you saying, hey, we have class openings, contact us for this, those are not prioritized. And
which makes a lot of sense to us as business owners, doesn't it?
It does, and I'll get into that, but man, it's like just my sense is that people are engaging less with social media, Facebook in particular. Yeah. That's kind of a lot of what my focus was on in my notes this week. But coincidentally, just this morning, I subscribed to Seth Godin's newsletter, and Seth Godin, he's been a proponent of newsletters for decades as kind of the anti-social media. And I was reading this and I was like, this is absolutely perfect for what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to read it. Huh. Unpaid labor. It's possible you use social media to grow your business or to enhance your career, or maybe it's to find delight and joy. When you add up all the ticking, talking, tweeting, and clicking, what's the return on that investment? Is your vacation more fun when you spend it taking photos for your Instagram followers? Are you feeding LinkedIn, or is it feeding you? Labor is work that we get paid for. It's work we wouldn't do for free. And for most people on social media, it's unpaid labor on behalf of the platform. If it's paying off for you, keep going. If it's not, it might be worth reconsidering. The simple test: when you do it more, do things get better? So now from the business perspective, and I'm treading lightly here because when I started putting these notes together last week, there was something in my notes that I kind of verified, but now like this week, I'm not so sure if it's the same anymore, because these things are changing so quickly. And I'll get to that part of it when we get to it. But I wanted to share some statistics regarding business pages, and this is specifically on Facebook. And we're talking about organic reach. So this is not paid ads, but this will make sense. So I'm going to kind of break down two things. So first, from the business perspective, but then I'm going to talk about the personal perspective. You and I just now were talking about man, we really want to know what's going on with this business, or boy, I freaking hate when I sit down on Facebook and all I see is garbage that is clearly not real.
Yes, yeah. And an hour passes by and you've accomplished nothing.
Oh, yeah.
The time suck of it is frustrating.
Yeah. It's funny. I ask my daughter every once in a while, and she kind of, she hates pretty much everything I say right now, but I ask her hey, in the last hour that you've been on TikTok, share something with me that was memorable. And there's never anything, you know what I mean? There's never anything memorable. It's literally just stimulus. Mm-hmm. Constant stimulus. Yeah. Anyway, from the business page perspective, so the organic reach on Facebook business pages the statistics are pretty clear that it is absolutely collapsing for organic reach. Okay, now this is going way back, but 2012 to 2014, Facebook business pages reached approximately 16% of their followers organically. So that goes back at least 12 years ago. In 2018, that number dropped to around 5%. And then today, so 2016, most business pages see organic reach of just 1% to 2%, with many experiencing as low as 0.5%. So if you've got 1,000 followers on your, I don't know what we have. I think it's a little over 1,000. What do you have on yours for your business page?
I think it's just under 1,000, maybe.
Okay. So you can expect 10 to 20 people actually see your posts.
Yeah.
On a
Wow.
good day, right?
Jeez.
On a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all that changes when people interact with it. So if it's getting likes, maybe more people will see it. If it's just dead in the water, it's pretty much dead in the water. So there's a reason for all of this, and it's literally by design. Meta's strategic moves. I don't think this is maybe like groundbreaking news to anyone, but I have 3 reasons here, and this is all like from a marketing webpage that I like to visit. Reason number 1, the algorithm shift. So this was 2018. Meta announced a major change to Facebook's newsfeed. Platform prioritized meaningful interactions, specifically content from friends and family over business pages.
Okay.
So that was strategic in 2018. Reason number 2 was the ad revenue model. So it was the shift to basically prioritize content that was paid versus content that was not paid. So again, we're talking about organic, not like I think paid ads on Facebook is a whole other thing. Then the third thing, it's basically content overload. So the more content that just kind of floods Facebook, the less likely you are to see certain things, right? So then the priorities kind of go like this. Number 1 is content from friends and family, which, I said, I don't even know if this stuff is true anymore. I'm not sure I'm seeing friends and family stuff as much as I'm seeing ads these days on Facebook. But according to this, number 1 content is from friends and family. Number 2 is posts with high engagement with likes and comments. Like I was saying, when you share like a cute picture of a kid in a class and people then start to like it, prioritizes it. Video content is prioritized. Then the paid advertisements. And then somewhere down the line is just your regular old Facebook business posts.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
it's just what we post on our business pages is just not prioritized in the algorithms.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Does that all track with your experience, do you think?
Totally. Yep. That makes perfect sense to me. I mean, I'm surprised you listed paid ads as number 3 on the list, I think.
Oh, it was 4.
4.
That's not my list. That's like from this marketing page that I subscribe to.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they put it at number 4. That seems like
I agree.
You know?
And again, I feel like paid ads probably like much higher at this point, but whatever. This is according to this source. Now, personal perspective, which is really like we're small business owners, part of the, like I said, my struggle is 1, I feel compelled to do the Facebook marketing, make those Facebook posts. But on a personal level, it's just I feel less and less interested in interacting with the platform at all.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't be the only one. So I figured I'd look at statistics for, well, how are people using it?
Yeah.
And you're a great example. You just were like, nope.
I'm done. Deleted the app.
Yeah. Okay. So according to eMarketer, the average time U.S. adults spend on Facebook per day is now 34 minutes in 2026, which is down 20 minutes from 2024. So in 2024, people were spending almost an hour, and now they're spending closer to a half hour. That's a pretty steep decline, I think, in just the last couple of years. And usage in the US and Western Europe is trending downward. So
Not surprised.
Down 0.5% in North America, down It says 1.2% in Western Europe. Interestingly enough, I didn't put this in my notes, but I did read that like in other developing countries, it's actually trending up. So,
yeah,
curious.
okay.
Should we talk about teenagers some more?
Yeah,
they're not interested. They're just like,
I know.
Facebook, nope, not interested.
No.
But I figured it was worth mentioning that 71% of US teens in 2014 and 2015 were using Facebook. By 2022, that was down to just 32% of teens. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty big.
Okay, it's interesting to hear those exact numbers. Wow.
Like, and I don't know how that plays out given like those statistics based on years. So, and maybe I'm reading into this and I don't have the data, but like, let's say in 2015, 71% of US teens were using Facebook. Does that mean like in 10 years later, those teens are in their mid 20s? Are they like what, are they still using Facebook? And then for you specifically, I mean, I'm just harboring a guess, like your parent and child classes, like roughly what age are the parents now? The
Yeah,
youngest parents.
I've got some parents in their mid-20s,
Okay.
and then I would say mid-20s to mid-30s would be my average age. And they're on Instagram a lot more.
Okay.
One thing I do utilize on Facebook, the only thing I kind of like is my private Facebook group. When families register and we like set, the welcome orientation email, we give them a link to the private group.
Yeah.
And I get a lot more interaction in that private group than I do on my business page. And they still, not quite as much, but caregivers, moms are still requesting access to that. So that group is still growing. I would say not as quickly.
Yeah. Well, I didn't put this in my notes, but that was one thing that I read, that activity in groups is still consistent and they're still seeing that.
Yeah,
but it does make me wonder though, when this is a Seth Godin thing, like technically, Mandy, your active Facebook group for your families, you don't really own that. So Meta can change the rules on you at any time and say like, I mean, I don't know, I'm just making this up, but they could say like, oh, hey, you have this group. If you want to continue to access it, it'll be $20 a month.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Who knows?
Yeah. Oh, I know. And I wouldn't be surprised either. Like,
or it's like, oh, you have 1,000 members in your group. It will be now $500 per month. Or, you know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Depending on the
size of the group.
Number of people.
Yeah, who knows? They could do whatever, right?
Yeah.
So the last point about like the personal perspective about Facebook, I have notes about trust and privacy. It's bleak. People, especially in the US, do not trust the privacy of social media. 18% of US social media users are confident that Facebook protects their privacy and data. That was from 2022. So that's 4 years ago. I mean, I could harbor a guess that trust in social media privacy is even less today.
Definitely.
Which, so what does this all mean? I mean, I think it points to, like, again, these feelings that I'm having, like, I don't want to use it.
Yeah. Don't you feel kind of trapped though, too?
As a business owner, I certainly do. 100%.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I totally feel trapped.
Because what is the alternative? What else do you do?
Right. And here's the trap, because I think the allure is jumping platforms. Oh, well, now I'm going to devote more time to TikTok because that's where people are, is what people think, right? But what is the difference?
Yeah.
Then you're still sort of tied into this platform where, going back to Seth Godin, it's unpaid labor on behalf of the platform.
Yeah.
You're generating content. So I think we'll get to, I want to do one other thing before getting to like, well, what do we do? So, because all of this is like, none of it's good.
No.
People are using Facebook less. And, I say Facebook, but I think this is to greater or lesser degrees other platforms as well. The algorithms and the platforms themselves are not prioritizing the content that we're making with our business pages, because they would rather we pay to serve that to our clients, which makes sense. But unfortunately, I'm not entirely sure that that's a reason to abandon Facebook and regular Facebook posts, because as of earlier May, so we're in May of 2026, Google business pages are displaying recent updates from social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok directly on business pages in search and maps. Did you know that?
No.
So Google business pages now are pulling that information from your social feed and putting it on search and maps. Now, caveat to that, last week when I was looking at it, I looked it up, and sure enough, like, oh yeah, there are some of my social media posts showing up on my Google business page. I went to check it right before getting on this call today with you.
Yeah.
I didn't see it again. I didn't see it now. So I don't know if that has changed in like that short amount of time.
Sure.
I'm not entirely sure. So, it was there, I swear.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's there now. But if that is a thing, then that's actually, I think, a reason to continue to make those regular social media posts and updates on your Facebook page, because it's going to be pulled in by Google search.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I would say so. Mm-hmm.
And if I'm reading between the lines here, the word recent probably means something to now Google's algorithm, right? If you're not a regular poster, then it may not pull those regular Facebook posts.
Yeah.
Speculating. I'm also speculating that if we're talking about Google, then that is also going to impact your SEO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Google, I mean, in my mind, Google is the most important one, right? I want to keep Google happy and make my business page the best it can be, my Google business.
Yeah. Well, and, it's made me think about kind of maybe experimenting. Like, do you post on your Google business page?
No.
Right?
No. I update from time to time, like I'll update the photos and things like that. Let Google know I'm still here. I'm taking care of you.
Right?
But no, I do not post in it.
Yeah. And that's a thing. You can do it. So I don't know. I was thinking about maybe doing a little experiment of my own and setting a regular schedule for updating posts on Google Business and see what happens. I don't know. Yeah.
Sounds like another fun thing to add to your list.
Right?
Right?
Yes. Yeah. More unpaid labor for the platforms, according to Seth Godin. So what do we do?
Yeah.
What do we spend what should we spend our content creation time on? What do we do?
Well, like you just said, you're going to experiment posting on Google. There's so many platforms. I feel this like FOMO kind of feeling about, well, I can't just be on Facebook. I need to post on Google also, and Instagram. And, should we start doing some TikToks or
right?
right?
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like we need to post everywhere and do everything.
Yeah.
That's not the answer. I don't think that that's the answer. There's a better strategy, but that's the overwhelming feeling when there's so much out there, so many communication channels, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people out there can relate to that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, you were kind of hinting at this because I've got a little list of things that I still feel confident in. And you mentioned email list.
Mm-hmm. That's my favorite.
That is going to be our biggest asset because we own it.
We own it.
Mm-hmm. We own that list. It can't be taken away from us. It's like, yeah, whether or not people are getting our emails is a whole other subject, but we own that list. We have a direct line to the people who are interested in what we're offering. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Do you have other points on the email list that you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the email list is really important. And as I personally, over the last 6 months, have pulled away from Facebook, I think I've invested a little bit more in my email list. You have to have a good balance, I think, in how often you're reaching out to clients via email, because you don't want to lose anybody. You don't want to overwhelm them. Mm-hmm. But the great thing about an email list, I send out a weekly newsletter to my currently enrolled families.
Okay.
So I'm like enriching their class experiences with different articles, ideas, reminders, fun things. Not too long, totally like content that relates to what we're doing and what they would want to know. And I love that I love my metrics, right? Like I can see how many are being delivered, how many are being opened, how many links are being clicked. I can see who's clicking which links, like get a good like email list organizer, whatever. And so that you can have those metrics. And like, for example, with my weekly email, I'm getting like an 80 to 85% open rate.
That's huge.
It is. So look at that. It's working, right? You know that people are opening this content. But then I have my broader list, my whole database of emails. And those, I save for like action items. Mark your calendar for the concert that's coming up. Mm-hmm. Registration opens, next week, things like that. And I don't have an 80% open rate, but I have a good open rate. Mm-hmm. And you can see that, what people are clicking on. That's, you can see the return on your investment on what you're putting out there. Building your list, that's a conversation, right? That's something. Sure. We're building the list through people that visit the website. So we know they're interested in what we're doing. I'm big into getting out in the community and going to events and collecting emails at those kind of things. Yeah. So constantly thinking about how to build that list.
Okay. I agree wholeheartedly. Website SEO is another one that consistently is worth the time and the effort.
Yeah.
So things are changing there too, with people using AI as search engines. And then even this week, I saw something about like the way that Google is changing their search thing, which I don't have enough information about to talk about yet. But SEO on website is historically has been bang for your buck. So I think it's worth spending your content creation time on, one, updating your website with the best possible your search terms. And then more and more I'm seeing, like I used to do blogs a lot on my website. I don't do them as much anymore. But now what I'm seeing is, because people are using AI as their search engine, a lot of like Q&A style stuff and content that easily explains what you do, where you're located, who you serve, like that really basic stuff so that AI searches find you. And again, jury's out. I don't know how this thing about Google pulling social media posts into the Google business page listing is going to impact SEO. I feel confident in saying that it will, but maybe that's for someone who's better versed in that kind of stuff than I am.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Wouldn't it be an amazing world if just like magically we were like, okay, nope, we don't have to use Facebook anymore.
I know that. I mean, it's here. It's not going anywhere. Like I said, we're stuck. I hate that feeling. There aren't alternatives. Print is dead. It's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been using,
we're not doing that anymore.
I have been using the Meta planner, the Facebook planner, the business planner.
Yeah.
I use that a lot more lately. And then like I've got a really, really simple strategy, which is like 2/3 engaging content. And when I say engaging, it's like that student stuff that you talked about. And then 1/3 is announcements. And I never want to go more than 1/3 on those announcements per week. So that's kind of the easy balance that I take on it. So any reflections on Seth Godin's email that I read to you? When you do it more, do things get better?
I know, I'm like, I don't really think so. Like at this point now, 10 years ago, it was different.
Sure.
I do remember feeling like getting more of a return on my investment.
Yeah. 16% of your audience was seeing it then.
Yes. And I've said to my admin recently, because she handles a lot of this stuff, we kind of strategize together, but she does all of the posting. I said, I can't imagine opening my studio right now. Like, what would that look like to you? Like starting from scratch.
Interesting.
Because, right? I think about that. And if the answer to me would really be getting out in the community. To me, the face-to-face stuff, word of mouth, face-to-face, collecting those emails.
I think that's great advice. And I would welcome anyone who's just starting their studio. Man, send us an email because I would love to hear, because you and I are both in the same boat. I mean, we've got over 10 years. We started our studios in sort of this heyday of the Facebook business page. And it was a lot easier at that point. But yeah, I would love to hear from someone who's just starting it now.
Yeah, me too. Interesting.
All right. Facebook's not dead, unfortunately.
No.
We still have to use it.
We got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially if, like you said, there's a link between Facebook and the Google page, then you got to do it.
And again, like last week there was. This week I can't verify that. So it may have changed.
And tomorrow, who knows what will be.
Right. All right. We'll wrap it up and we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Thanks, John.
See ya. Hold on. Don't turn off the episode yet. A reminder that I'll be offering a free webinar to accompany my Building a Band program series of episodes. The webinar is Friday, July 24th. In this webinar, I'll share more details about band programs, how to implement them in any studio, how to scale them, and give you the chance to ask questions live. Registration must be submitted by July 17th, but it's easy. All you need to do is send an email to info@rockschoolproprietor.com with the subject line webinar, and you'll be on the list. If you have topic suggestions or questions, please contact us at info@rockschoolproprietor.com. We'd love to hear from you and hear suggestions for future shows. We've put together some free resources for teachers and studio owners over at rockschoolproprietor.com and a private Facebook group called The Modern Music School. Please join us over there. On social, I'm at rock.school.proprietor on Instagram and John Kazicki on both LinkedIn and Blue Sky. Your ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts and Spotify are always appreciated. And if you enjoyed the show and and gain insight from our conversation, then we count that as a win. All we ask in return is that you pay it forward, and please share the show with someone you think needs to hear it.